Well, I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Offseason Media. Today we're going to have our 8th weekly update of the Offseason. As we're going to talk about some Phillies news, some all-around baseball news, and I got some before getting into this video. Please subscribe if you haven't done yet. Please don't engage about. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So I just like to say Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, right? I've never done a video on Christmas before, so I'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. I hope you enjoy, this day with your family, and, what a great day this is. What a great day this is. The true meaning behind Christmas. Just a wonderful, wonderful day. So Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. So this is not going to stop me from, doing this weekly update, which is, of course, scheduled for every Saturday. But it's kind of cool, right? I mean, I've done a video on New Year's before. Of course, the regular season, the Easter is during the regular season. But I've never done it on Christmas before. So this year is the first year I'll be doing that. We pick off this first weekly update. I go back and take a look at a post I made this past week talking about the importance of developing Alec Bohm. And this is something I discussed on Wednesday night with friend of the pod, Jack Fritz, when he came on here. We talked about how important it is for Alec Bohm to bounce back. And the biggest reason why is because of the fact that he's a homegrown talent, right? I mean, and Jack Fritz talked about how he has a lot of faith in his bat. That is going to bounce back. The biggest problem I see with Alec Bohm, and Jack Fritz alluded to this too, is that he pokes everything the other way. Everything is to the other way. Everything's to right field. He just always does. And other guys have come on here and said this as well. He pokes everything to right field, and he has to stop doing that. Now, it's amazing, right? You see the irony here. Just wait a second. You see the irony here. Because I always criticize, and not always, but you hear me criticize during the regular season and say, hey, well, this guy pulls the baseball too much. He pulls the baseball too much. He hits it, he's a left-handed hitter, hits the ball way too frequently to right field. He's a left-handed hitter. Like Rhys Hoskins, hits the ball way too much to left field. He needs to start hitting it towards right field, right center, dead center. But with Alec Bohm, he needs to start pulling the baseball. It sounds weird to be saying that, but he doesn't. I don't know. He just pokes things too much the other way. He needs to, as Jack Fritz talking about the launch angle, he needs to get the ball over the wall. He needs to improve on his launch angle. I definitely agree with that. There's many other things he needs to improve on. I mean, definitely needs to hit the ball at the ballpark more frequently. But also, he needs to hit the ball to left field. There's no other way to say it. And that's something he's done very poorly with in his career, which is the ability to hit the ball to left field. And I do feel like he did a better job of that in 2020. And it seemed like he did take a step back at the plate in 2021. There's no question about that. And he could get that back. I'm not worried about that at all. But he needs to work on that launch angle, as Jack Fritz said, and the defense is bad, and the defense is something he can work on. I just don't know how much it's going to be improved. I just think that some guys are bad defenders, and Alec Bohm's a bad defender. And as I just said, and Jack Fritz didn't really talk about this. He talked more about the launch angle, and he did talk a little bit about this, how he hits the ball, the opposite field too much, and I talked about that too. Start hitting home runs and hit the ball to left field more frequently. That's all I got to say. Like an opinion post, I said, Alec Bohm, the most important Philly heading into the 2022 season. That is my opinion. He needs to be there, man. He needs to be there in February. Yes, I think everything's going to start on time. I'm still confident about that. So some opinions, right, coming from former Philly Trevor Plouffe, now of John Boy Media. He's very involved with John Boy Media, and he said that he does not think that Philadelphia would be a, quote, good fit for Japanese outfielder Seiya Suzuki. The star outfielder, the power hitter. On the market, of course, he's not really getting looked at right now because of this lockout. But Trevor Plouffe coming out and saying he does not think that Philly would be a good fit for Suzuki. I mean, who asked? Not to take a knock at Trevor Plouffe. I'm a big fan of what he did against the Dodgers in July of 2018 with that walk-off home run to right center field. That ball was absolutely clobbered. That was a big win. That was off of Kike Hernandez, right? That was amazing, right? I mean, that was definitely, he only had one big end in Phillies uniform. That was a big one. It was definitely a big one. But really, who asked for this guy's opinion? Trevor Plouffe. I mean, who asked for your opinion? No one really asked for his opinion. I don't know if maybe he heard somewhere, maybe he didn't really have any interest in playing in Philadelphia. Maybe he does have some sources. I mean, we've heard him say some things like that before, though, and he's been right. So maybe he does have a little method to his madness, I guess, but otherwise, no one really cares if he's just giving his opinion or, something like that. I mean, which he may, be basing his opinion off of something that he heard. So no one really knows, but he did say that. Right? Also, another opinion. This was another, and that much stuff is really going on right now. I posted on Instagram. I wanted to get people's opinions on this. Also, in an interview with Chris Rose, former Philly Trevor Plouffe said he believes that the Philly fans are, quote, more brutal than the Yankee fans. I don't know. I mean, that's interesting. I'll give my opinion, I guess. I mean, I do think that Philadelphia is a little bit more, tough, I'd say, when things are not going so. I think Philadelphia's, love-hate relationship. I think that's what he means. In New York, they're most likely, most of the time always going to have your back. I mean, they're going to boo you. Like Giancarlo Stanton, the 3-game series against the Boston Red Sox goes 0 for 9 with 7 strikeouts. They're going to let him hear it in the Sunday finale when he strikes out with the bases loaded. I mean, they're going to let him hear it. And maybe the series before he hit 4 home runs. And they're cheering for him, and then they're going to boo him. So there's definitely some similarities. I think any fan base would boo in that circumstance, but I think the Northeast, Philadelphia, New York markets are a little bit more brutal with the booing and are a little bit more aggressive. I think you could maybe put Boston fans in that category as well. I definitely think that New York and Philly are definitely two of the worst when it comes to stuff like that. But I think New York fans are a little bit more consistent. I think the Philadelphia is definitely a little bit more love-hate. I see it a lot with Bryce. A guy that, of course, just won the National League Most Valuable Player Award last month. It seems like it's a love-hate relationship there. One day you love him, one day you don't. But with Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge, feels like they're a little more consistent. I'm not going to say the Phillies fans, don't have their players back. I do not think that at all. All I'm going to say is I think that, it seems like they kind of go day by day, somewhat, right? I think that at the end of the day, they're going to have their players back. But I do see Trevor Plouffe's point. I do think the Phillies fans are a little bit more, I don't really know how to say it. I mean, it's just his opinion, but I think I would agree with that. I would. And Yankee fans are brutal, too. And Yankee fans, I think maybe the reason why they're not maybe as brutal is because they've won 27 World Championships. Even though they've only won one over the past 15 years. Feel free to comment down below. Do you agree with Trevor Plouffe? I mean, it's interesting. I mean, he brings up an interesting point. Trevor Plouffe, giving some opinions, right? I got a lot of flack on these posts, towards Trevor Plouffe, right? People comment saying, who cares about what this guy says? I mean, at Trevor Plouffe. I mean, this guy, you're you don't know what you're talking about. So a lot of people, were not a fan of what Trevor Plouffe was saying. So please comment down below your thoughts. And also just looking for things to post about here. I did a Forgotten Phillies post, with outfielder Tony Gwynn Jr., in 2014, right? Was a member of the Phillies, and that name is just a legendary name with the legacy of his father, Tony Gwynn Sr., who was a Hall of Famer who tragically did pass away in 2014. I remember that when his dad died in the middle of the season, and Tony Gwynn Jr., they had an absence, and they held it, they had his jersey, held up in the dugout, and I remember when he came back. After being with his family after his dad died, I remember he got a standing ovation from the Phillies crowd. I think it was against the Braves, and he got a big standing ovation from the Phillies crowd, and just that name really was amazing. Of course, he was nothing like what his dad was. His dad was just an unbelievable player. Just a rare talent. I mean, not to mention his attitude during the lockout in the 1990s. His dad's ability was just amazing. It really was. His dad was a phenomenal baseball player. And as I just said, of course, Tony Gwynn Jr., the son, definitely, not anywhere near the level of his father. But just having a guy named Tony Gwynn, on your team, it just was definitely an honor. During the rebuild years, and this guy could run, right? I mean, he had a couple of good years with the Dodgers. Of course, was a member of the Padres, a team that his dad spent his whole career with. He elected free agency after 2014, signed a minor league deal with the Nationals, was with them in spring training. Forgotten Phil right there. Forgotten Phil, Tony Gwynn Jr. And the last report of the night, comes with Trevor Story, as a report came out that the Phillies are not considered to be top suitors for a free agent shortstop. Trevor Story, after the lockout is over. I mean, I don't really care. I mean, I think, as Jack Fritz said, we do need a new shortstop. I've been saying it. I mean, I don't mind giving Didi a second chance. I mean, guys, $14 million. Who's going to want to take on this contract after the year he had? No thanks. Any organization, I can't blame it. Any of the other 2019s who want to take that on, no thank you. I would say that. So I do not blame them for not wanting to do that. But this doesn't really surprise me. There's a lot of other teams that need him way more. I mean, the Yankees whiffed out on Corey Seager. The Rangers, I definitely think they're out after signing Simeon and Seager. I mean, they're 100% out. The Tigers, even after signing, Javier Baez, they seem to be interested. The Cubs put a lot of stock into Carlos Correa. There's a lot of other teams that are ahead of the Phillies. A lot of other teams, and that's why I do not see him signing with the Phillies at all. And this report also proves that too. A lot of other projections from baseball writers they just do not believe that Trevor Story will end up with the Phillies. And I agree. I do not see him in a Phillies uniform next season. I don't see Dave Dombrowski doing that. Money needs to be spent on the bullpen. I don't understand some of these people. They're like, oh, well, fix the bullpen, fix the bullpen, fix the bullpen, fix the bullpen, fix the bullpen. Next day, go out and sign Story, go out and sign this. I mean, do we have unlimited money here, ladies and gentlemen? Do we have unlimited money where we could just go out and sign any player? Any player, give me this, give me this, give me this, give me this. No, we don't. No, we don't. We do not have unlimited money. We can't be doing all this stuff, okay? We have to focus on one big priority. I'm not saying would I like an upgrade at short? No question. Okay, no question. I mean, we got in my next post, I'm going to talk about this, but we definitely need to upgrade. So we need to focus on one thing at a time. We need to we need to upgrade this bullpen. Corey Knebel was a start when we need to keep going when this lockout is over. So I'm really content with the start rotation. I mean, we need to invest our money into center field and left field and the bullpen. We have some extra money to work with. Shortstop's fine. I'm not totally opposed to giving Didi Gregorius a second chance. I mean, he's not a good defender. We all know that. But I'm not opposed. I mean, we saw what he did in 2017 with the Yankees. I mean, we saw that. And not bad. 2018, not bad. Little injury problem, but not bad. I mean, 2019 it wasn't good. 2021 wasn't good. Saw what he did in 2020. So we really saw what he did in 2020 since he's with the Phillies, not the Yanks. But I'm not opposed to giving this guy a second chance. Which also leads me into the next point. Who do you think is going to be ready come 2023? Most likely Bryson Scott. And some of these writers don't think. They think, all right, well, we got to, I mean, they seem to maybe forget for a second they have Bryson Scott. I'm not saying you can't, move in the second, maybe trade Gene and maybe make it work, but they seem to forget for just a split second that that the Phillies have Bryson Scott, the number 2 prospect. In my opinion, I consider him number 1, even though he's ranked below Micah Bell. In my opinion, my top prospect in the Phillies organization is Bryson Scott, even though it is Mickey Abel, but I consider Bryson Scott to be ranked higher, but he's not. But anyway, they seem to forget that. I mean, Bryson Scott is there, and Didi Gregorius is only 1 year left on his contract. 1 year. He doesn't have 3 years. He doesn't have 2 years. He has 1 year. Just one more year. Bryson Scott's going to be hopefully ready. Hopefully. I mean, drafted in 2019. Hopefully he'll be ready. Why invest all this money into shortstop when you have a shortstop? We need homegrown talent. Enough of spending all this money outside the organization. I'm sick of it. We don't have all this money to work with, right? Especially with John Middleton being annoyed about the whole, luxury tax situation, but which we're probably going to go over anyway. So just annoying. I'm annoyed about that. So that's my little rant there. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. For those who watched today on Christmas, thank you. Hope everyone had a great time with their families. I'm a big fan of this holiday. I mean, it's a great day. So Merry Christmas to all. Let's understand the true meaning of Christmas, the birth of Christ. A wonderful, wonderful thing. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please engage the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Hot Stove Media, Instagram. Check it out on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at PHotStoveMedia. Call or text 267-225-3292. Email PhilliesHotStoveMedia@gmail.com. So guys, since you're watching, I'll see you next week for a video. I don't know what it's going to be about yet. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Merry Christmas. I'll see you guys.